All right, beautiful morning one more time, and thanks for being there on your television, independent television. My name is Evans Ogbegi one more time. Now, if you watched this program yesterday, Wednesday's edition of the program this morning on ITV, you would have seen whereby we had Mr. Overbloated-Osa-Ogbegie, who is the special advisor to the Executive Governor of Edo State on media and communication strategy, and we were looking at the expansion of the new Executive Council in the state. Very historical in the sense that it has never happened in the history of the state, whereby a state government having 28 commissioners and 28 ministries. So, well, you know, when things like that happen, reactions and counter-reactions, and it behoves on us in the media to bring it on the fore so that we get you informed and get you educated on the issue. So that was why we brought it yesterday, so that we have discussions on it. Now, some of the reactions that are met in the development is that it is a kind of a necessity. That's one argument on one side. I mean, a necessity in the sense that the current governor of Edo State has an agenda, which is the Shine agenda. Of course, Mr. Overbloated yesterday, you know, talked about it and all that. Then why other arguments in other quarters is that it's a mere repetition, because you know, things, it's said in such a way that you have some ministries that are being duplicated. Imagine somebody said the Ministry of Agriculture is there, then also you have the Ministry of Livestock. So all these are some of the reactions that have been trailing the latest developments of the expansion of the State Executive Council as we have it now. So what we're going to be looking at today is to do a continuation. You know, I said it yesterday that we're going to make sure that we extend that discussion. So today's program is an extension of that yesterday's you know, talk show, so that we have two sides of the story. So what we're going to be doing today is going to be having a flip side, you know, on the discussion that we had yesterday. So we're also going to be looking at the cost of governance, you know, along that. Well, to do all this discussion this morning, we are so privileged to have Barrister Daniel Osa-Ogbegie, who is the new Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. Barrister, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Evans Ogbegi.
Yeah, let me say congratulations on your new
Thank you very much. Good morning, Edo people.
Okay, Barrister Daniel Osa-Ogbegie. Now, the media, the essay to the governor on communications and media strategy started, you know, talking about the security issues in the country. Then he cascaded it into the expansion, that the expansion is necessitated to fit into the Shine agenda of the governor of the state, His Excellency Senator Mode Okpebholo. So how would you want to react to the things that were said?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I appreciate the fact that you invited us, the opposition.
ITV
yeah,
invited,
that's what I'm talking
sides,
about.
yeah.
Yes, ITV invited us to respond to some of these things. When I hosted Journalists Day before yesterday, you know, I told them to be courageous in holding government to account, because what they superintend over are our common patrimony, our commonwealth. So they must account to us bit by bit, step by step, how they superintend over our affairs. So it is very essential for us to point out the duplicity in the creation of these ministries. Many of them are nebulous, many of them are repetitive, many of them are to just show that this job for the boys. And I made a statement when the ministries were created that I'm disappointed, because when I saw that the governor, it took him about a year to finalize the appointment of commissioners. I thought that there was so much work going into it that they were discussing, having discussions, headhunting personnel to be able to, you know, help the government and also help Edo people. But after that, what we have are 28 ministries, overlapping, and what we have are the same people who are politicians, who have held positions before, who we know their history. That is what we have. So governance has been reduced to a complete circuit in Edo State. You know, the special advisor mentioned just now that the governor went to Ekiti. I have a video of the governor going to Ekiti to commission some projects. And when he went there, he went with this.
No, he said the governor has been invited to come to Ekiti State.
Yes,
Yeah,
he went there. I saw the video. He went there, and he went there with his court jesters, people who normally praise him. Oh, you don't thank governor today. We don't appreciate governor today. Son of Jesus Christ. He went there with this guy called Egogo and the other elements. It's not about mentioning. There are the people. The videos. The videos are in the public domain. That's what I saw. And they were praising. So it's a complete circuit. It's a complete joke. And you know, it is very embarrassing for Edo people, for us as Edo people, to see what is going on. Now let's look at the ministries bit by bit. For the first time in Edo State, we are having Ministry of Mining. How many local governments are involved in mining in Edo State? How much mining work are being done in Edo State?
Are you saying that for
and
the first
mining
time,
even in the residual or concurrent list?
Yeah, but if I get my
yes,
records correct, this is probably not the first time that we are having the Ministry of Mining.
It is the first time.
We've
never had a Ministry of Mining right from Bender State and to Edo State today.
But
because
mining has never been of Energy and Mining during Obaseki's regime.
No, there was no mining.
No, we had.
There was no mining. Maybe energy. Okay, what's the name of that commissioner?
If we want to
what is the name of the commissioner? So that is the point.
I'll get
okay, you get it and supply me. But we've never had a Ministry of Mining, but today we have a Ministry of Mining. How much mining is done in Edo State? Mining is not even in the concurrent list. So Edo State does not have a right to superintend or supervise mining within the state. It's complete federal list. It's on the federal list, exclusive federal list. Okay, now what even shocked me more is that there's a Ministry for Environment and Sustainability, but there's also a Ministry for Water Resources and Sanitation. So when you talk about sanitation, what are you sanitizing? Is it not the environment? So when you have a Ministry of Environment, should you also create another ministry for sanitation? So you have two commissioners. One who is commissioner for environment. Another one who is commissioner for sanitation. So what will that commissioner be sanitizing? Is it not the environment? So these are the duplicity we talk about. Then there's also ministry. In fact, there are three ministries that are overlapping. For instance, you have Ministry for Business, Trade and Investment. You also have Ministry for Finance. There is also another ministry for Budget and Economic Planning. The Commissioner for Finance is also responsible for budget, most often than not, in any government, whether at the federal level or even at the state level. But today, you have a ministry for Budget and Economic Planning. You have a separate ministry for finance, and you have another ministry for business, trade, and investment. What are these three commissioners doing? So I will just tell you what it is. You know, when Tinubu came, he said subsidy was gone. He removed subsidy and is now putting the money in the pockets of governors. But if you go to other states,
let us
for
be
instance,
careful.
I was in Enugu State in August for the Barr conference. And you see the work that the governor has done there, the roads, everything. You will hardly believe that you are in Nigeria. It's the same thing for you. It's the same thing for many other states or your state that you go to.
Okay.
But Edo State, instead of using the money to work, our governor has decided to put the money in the hands of politicians and political godfathers.
Okay, but let me quickly to get the record straight.
Creation of this plethora of ministries just to take care of the boys, people who worked with him to ensure that he became governor.
Okay, but to get the record straight, because you were, asking a while ago that who was the commissioner of mining during the last administration. Now, maybe you may have forgotten that we had a Naholo Ojefo, who was the Edo State Commissioner for Mining and Energy from June 2023 until the end of Obaseki's term.
Okay, it's all right.
Okay,
it's all right.
Now, that is
correct.
one. Then secondly,
yes.
when we talk about creation of new ministries now,
yes.
Now, there were some certain ministries that were created during Obaseki's regime. We had the Ministry of Public Safety, Security and Public Safety.
How many ministries did we have under Godwin Obaseki? How many ministries? Maybe about 16. It is unprecedented. We've never had more than 18 ministries. Not even under Adato Shomole, that was also extremely political, that we had more than 18 ministries and 18 commissioners. We've never had more. Even when we were Bendel State, Edo and Delta States put together, we didn't have even up to 18 ministries at the time.
Are you saying that we had about
with 18? Even more local governments.
So are you saying that we had about 18 ministries under Obaseki?
No, I think we had 16 ministries under Obaseki. 16 ministries? Yes,
so
that's what we had.
Minus
but
20.
The point is even that these ministries are overlapping. Under Obaseki, nobody complained that his ministries were overlapping or that they were not necessary, like what we have today. And I just tell you, there are some local government, because that was the reason why it took Modo Bewolo so long, up to 1 year, to come up with his full commissioners list, was because the various godfathers in the various local governments could not agree on the nominees from that local government. So that is why in some local governments, he accepted more than one commissioners. He accepted 2 commissioners. For instance, in Oriomo, he took 2 commissioners. In Uhonde, my local government, before now, they had 2 commissioners. The General people and the Commissioner for Water Resources.
Yeah, but people will say that the governor is at liberty. I mean, to take, that's his prerogative.
The governor is at liberty to even appoint 100 commissioners. But is that in the best interest of Edo people? You should ask yourself. Because at a time when we are complaining that we are broke, Nigeria is broke, Edo State is broke, we don't have the funds, and we cannot take care of even basic needs of our people, why should you have a big government? I have always advocated that we should, as much as possible, reduce government, make it thin, so that overhead costs will be reduced to the barest minimum, recurrent expenditure will be reduced to the barest minimum. So how do we create revenue or funds to take care of capital projects? How do we create funds to take care of salaries of government people, of civil servants? How do we do that? It apparently shows that the governor is not interested in the people. What he's interested in is to take care of his friends, members of his political party. Now look at these 28 names that we have. I think we have 27, because there's a ministry at that time that they've not made the appointment, Ministry for Arts and Culture and Tourism. Out of the 27 of them, look all of them, they are all politicians, partisan politicians, members of the APC, persons who have held positions in the past, and we know their history. Yeah,
but a while ago, you just said that the governor is at liberty to choose.
That is what I said, but is it expedient? He can even appoint 1,000 commissioners. He's at liberty to do that.
And he can choose from...
will you encourage him to do that? Because we want him to succeed. Because we want him to succeed, we want him to adopt the best approach to governance. And what is the best approach? Team government. To reduce overhead costs, to reduce recurrent expenditure, and people who are focused, people who will not be tied down by political considerations. For instance, politicians will always think of next election. They will always think of, maybe there are some of them in this cabinet who are interested in contesting election, maybe for Senate, for House of Rep, for House of Assembly. So they will not be able to give their best or do what they ought to do because they don't want to step on toes of some political godfathers, so they will be able to get a ticket. So why not have a mix of maybe partisan politicians and those who work in the private sector? But right. There's no single person with a private sector background on that list. All of them APC politicians, because they were brought in by the godfathers.
Okay, but let's also look at the agenda issue, because we remember during the last administration, we also had the mega agenda. That's the administration of former Governor Godwin Obaseki. We had the mega agenda. And of course, if you remember, every attempt that the governor made were geared towards that mega agenda.
Yes.
Now, just yesterday, the essay on media projects also talked about the Shine agenda.
Yes.
Once again, it is to further recapitulate what you said a while ago, that every governor is at liberty. You said that it's at liberty to choose.
Yes.
You know, so
at liberty to fail.
So to
choose wrongly and fail.
So if Obaseki was at liberty to have the mega agenda, and of course he introduced some ministries now, like the Ministry of Mining and Energy, the Ministry of Public Safety, was introduced by Obaseki. So what makes you feel that this governor now is not at liberty to also have his own agenda, which is the Shine agenda?
I'm not saying that they should not have their agenda, but I'm saying that the government is over-bloated. We've never had it before like this. We've never had 28 ministries in Edo State. And even these ministries, they also have agencies, parastatals, who do specialized work. You have the produce board. You have many other Edo State agencies who do the job. They are duplicating effort, creating specific ministries for them as well. So if you want to have Shine agenda, whatever agenda, fine. But you don't have to have an over-bloated executive to be able to carry out that agenda. Because, okay, now, one commissioner is going to have, they are buying Prado for all of them. Obaseki bought very cheap vehicles for them. They are buying Prado, expensive vehicles. The least vehicle that a commissioner uses is about 130 million.
Were you the procurement officer?
No, I mean, it's in the public domain again.
Okay.
So they can say, oh, it's not true. I'm making this point, and it is clear. It's in the public domain. And you have one commissioner will have that Prado, then they will also have a backup Hilos. Then they will have at least 4 special appointees, 8, at least 4 or 5, 8. And you're going to pay all of these people. So the cost of one commissioner, for instance, statutorily cannot be less than 10 million naira in a month. Statutorily. I'm not talking about other leakages and all of that. So as much as possible, we must block leakages. We must block areas where money will go out unaccounted for, and be shrewd in using the funds, the resources of the people, and for the people. We must focus on the people in terms of giving them the dividends of democracy. It shouldn't just be politicians alone that should enjoy the dividends of democracy. It should be about the people.
Okay. All right. So let's, we're going to start from the security issue that he started from. So let's go back there now. Now, okay. You will recall that the vigilante security network that seems to have pervaded all through the country, almost all states of the Federation now. You have the special security network as put together by state government. Now, in Edo State, we also had it. I think that was an innovation of former governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki. Now, this governor came on board and also, let me say, continued from where he stopped in that
dimension. He continued.
But what we are looking at now is that what do you know, or what do you think is happening differently? Because from the look of things, what is worrisome to members of the public is the very disturbing nature of what seems to be insecurity in the state as it stands today. So what do you think is happening, that happened then, that probably is not happening now?
Well, some of the points I made to pressmen 2 days ago when I hosted them was that this current governor completely abdicated or abandoned the projects of his predecessor, the former governor. And one of them was the security architecture of Osa-Ogbegie. Now, towards the twilight of that government, we had relative security in Edo State, all over the state. So the governor ought to have looked at it. What did he do to ensure this? But instead of looking at that, they just came and scrapped the alternative security platform, or if you like, vigilante that they had at that time. They scrapped them and they started bringing in their own people and started politicizing.
Now, when you say bringing their own people, are they not Edo-lites?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying now.
Yeah.
Bringing in their own people. Say they have their own people in government today. Are they not Edo people? They are Edo people. So because they wanted to be partisan, they started using partisanship to getting people into the new vigilante network that they were creating for the state. And if you know politicians, you will know that, politicians have this sense of entitlement. If they feel that, oh, now I won't be this, now I won't be this, they are not going to be professional.
Yeah, but the former
during Obaseki's time,
yeah,
it was an open employment process. Anybody could apply, and the police were the ones that trained them.
Yeah, the same
and
thing.
They were subject to the police.
Yeah, the same thing now.
Yes,
the same thing now.
I just told you that it is the partisan inclination that is different. That's what I said. Because we were bringing in their party members, mostly their party members. And if you are not going to be part of their party, you won't be allowed to join. That was what happened. So when you have politicians like that, then they have a sense of entitlement, and they will feel that, oh, nothing they happen. Now our party, now we did there. That's just what it was. But under Obaseki, there was no mention of party. With these people, it was purely service and no issue of party. And that was why they were professional. And they were also subjugated to the police. They were involved with the police. And they were well scrutinized before they were employed. They were well scrutinized. They went to several trainings, that they were not even one or two, several trainings. But this one was not the same. And I just wish that the governor did not start trying to dismantle the projects, the infrastructures of his predecessor. He did it in the area of security, and now we have insecurity in the land. He did it in the area of education.
Yeah, but
he did not continue with the Edo-based agenda. He did it in the area of civil service reforms. Edo-based, for instance, was highly rated by donor agencies, by by World Bank, by UNICEF, as a continental example. So other African countries were coming to Edo State to learn from our educational policies under Godwin Obaseki. The same thing for our civil service reforms. The same thing for our land administration reforms with the creation of Edo GIS. But today, do you know that for the past 1 year, since this government came on board, no certificate of occupancy has been issued?
Where did you get that from?
No, it is true now. I'm saying it openly. So, I'm a lawyer, so they can sue me for defamation. So the point is, none has been issued.
But members of the public,
is this reason?
Members of the public that are...
You ought to know, like journalists,
yeah,
you ought to know that none has been issued.
That's what I'm saying now.
It's there in the public domain.
What about members of the public that are laying claims to certificate of occupancy?
Not since this government came. None has been issued. I have a couple that I applied for. They've not come out till now. So it's not a secret now. It's everywhere. The news is everywhere. It's not a rumor.
But even at that, because we also understand and we remember how cases of just granting CFO, that's the certificate of occupancy,
Yes.
indiscriminately to members of the people as at then. Those were the claims.
No, I don't think they were granted
people,
indiscriminately. I don't think so, because the MD of Edo GIS at the time is a leader of APC today, and he really created that agency. They were top notch. They were world class. It will go through processes. Only that the time we reduced. And how was the time reduced? Because at that time we had a governor who was ready to work, and he will look at it, he will sign. And of course, but when we have a governor where the signature is irregular.
You cannot.
No, that is what they said. Because they said the signature is irregular, that's the reason why they've not been able
to come
around.
If they say so, you cannot say so. Because if people, if you say what...
But there must be a reason why we've not been able to issue CFO.
So there's a reason, so you leave that to the governor. So
I believe, that's what I believe.
If you say what people say.
But if they say it's another thing, well, I stand to be corrected.
Away from that now, let us look at what... some people also, try to react now. I mean, because what is going on in the state seems to be in response of what is happening at the national, level. Talking about, trying to replicate governance at the federal government, replicating it in Edo State. Now, it is only natural. You are a politician. It is only natural that politics is politics. It's all about winning. Politics is all about winning. So, what do you think is wrong if we have a state governor that sees the federal government winning? I mean, he also wants to replicate such initiatives and all that at the states. I mean, it's politics.
It is not wrong to copy people. It is not wrong. But what you should do is to copy what is good. Is Nigeria on the right trajectory as we speak? Since the APC government from 2015 to date, has this country been on the right trajectory, on the right direction, economy, security, and in politics? I don't think so.
So you mean,
and every Nigerian should be able to answer that question in the negative.
So you mean before?
So it is what is good that you imitate. So if the APC federal government was doing well, then you can copy them and say you want to replicate in Edo State. So if you say you want to replicate what you have in the APC federal government, then you are saying that you want to replicate hunger. You want to replicate economic hardship. You want to replicate unemployment. You want to replicate shame. Because that is what they brought to us so far. And that is what we can see. It's all there. We cannot see. This country is about our lives. I'm not going to go to another country. I won't leave this country for any other country. That was where we will struggle it out and we'll be able to say, look, this is the direction. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate any political party. I was a member of the APC.
Exactly. You were a member of the APC.
Now, why did I leave? I have made that point many times. It is on principle. Purely on principle.
So since you left, APC automatically became bad?
I did not say they became bad. Even when I was there, I did not say that it was good. I never said APC was a good party.
So why did you
At
leave?
the time I was there.
Why did you leave the party?
And when I was there, everybody knows why I went there.
Why did
it was in 2019 December when my leader at that time, Pastor Osage Zayamu, went to APC and they promised to give him the ticket to be governor. I believed in him. And I went with him to APC and he actually got the ticket. But of course he couldn't win the election. So when last year, I was also supporting him. To also get a ticket and contest to become governor. But the powers that be everything, they did not allow him. They brought in Monde.
So does it now mean that your leader is bad? Pastor Osage?
I did not say he's bad.
Okay, so because...
Can I say that? I did not say human beings in APC are bad though. Don't misquote me. I'm saying that the APC, what they've offered us in Nigeria, have not been good enough. And
all right, so we leave.
We can look at the economy, we can look at employment, we can look at anything, even in sports. Under the APC, we've not been able to even qualify for the World Cup. Even in sports. That's what I'm talking about. We
All
must
right,
say
so
the truth.
we will leave the discussion here this morning because of time, so that we can go over to other network centers so that they also get to the discussion this morning. Barrister Osa-Ogbegie,
I would like to anchor somewhere.
Because of time.
Yes,
because
but
of time.
I would like to anchor somewhere.
I'll just give you 30 seconds.
I would like to say that I don't have any problem with those who have been appointed as commissioners. The major problem I have is that the list is overbloated. That is one. Even they themselves, they know. The list is overbloated. That is one. Then two, there are round pegs in square hole. Most of the commissioners don't fit into the ministries they were appointed into. If I had time, I would have gone into specifics. Because some of these people, most of these commissioners, I know them personally, individually, at least 75%, are my personal friends. They are good, they are educated, but they don't fit into the ministries, many of these ministries. Okay. Apart from the Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General, who is a renowned senior advocate of Nigeria, you know, is a guru in the area of law. Many of the others, they just fit.
All right,
they could have done well in other ministries.
Yeah, thank you so much. We will stop the conversation for now. And once again, I want to say thank you so much, Barrister Osa-Ogbegie, for coming on
for having me this morning. I appreciate ITV.
All right, so we wish to further reiterate to members of the public, even to government itself, that for us as a station, independent radio and television, we do not have an opinion on these issues. Now, the reason why we invite both sides on issues is for you to be better informed and educated, so that you can actually have a handle on this development. So for us as a station, when we invite guests, the opinion and stance of these guests are entirely their opinion. It does not have anything to do with independent radio and television.